do? It's your boy J. Lou, and you are just in time for something new. Alright, now in today's video, what I wanted to do is go over what is the best pattern when it comes to getting 360 waves, or just waves in general, So with that being said, I'm gonna go over it on a surface level, because I never really talked about it in detail, but when it comes to getting waves, there are 5 different patterns that you can choose from, right? You can get into a little bit more if you add variation to them, but traditionally there are 5 different wave patterns. The first wave pattern is what is known as 360s, which is a beehive pattern, right? And what that looks like is just simply whenever you look at your crown, all the waves go from the center of your crown as if somebody took a rock, they threw it in a puddle, and it created a ripple effect from where the rock landed, right? Now, the next pattern is what is referred to as 360s with a swirl. What you're doing is, it's the same concept of a beehive, except in the crown area, you start swirling it to match your crown's natural swirl direction, right? Now, the third pattern is what is referred to as 540 waves. When it comes to 540 waves, it's like taking the 360s with a swirl wave pattern, and you just basically extend the swirl from the crown to the rest of your pattern. But it's not very drastic to where it looks crazy. It's one of those patterns to where whenever you achieve them, people, when they see them in person, they're like,
man, them waves look crazy, like I ain't never seen nobody waves like that.
But the last pattern is what is known as 720 waves. Now, when it comes to 720 waves, this is the hardest pattern to achieve within the wave game. And the main reason why is because the waves go perpendicular to your crown. If 360s went parallel to your crown, 720 waves are going perpendicular, So I have some of the best videos on YouTube when it comes to how to get 720 waves, or just some of the best videos in general when it comes to how to get waves. But those are the 5 different types of wave patterns. Now, when it comes to choosing the best one, of course, this is always personal preference, but if this was up to me and somebody came to me and said,
hey J. Lou, what is the best wave pattern for me to go for? What is the easiest and the thing that would allow me to get the results that I'm looking for?
I would say without a doubt, it would have to be 360s with a swirl. Now, a lot of people may be confused about that, because when it comes to waves, the beehive wave pattern is the traditional wave pattern that most people are used to. But the main reason why I say 360s with a swirl is the best wave pattern is because your crown naturally swirls anyway, So whenever you do the beehive, you're fighting against that natural swirl. And at the end of the day, if you know how to match your natural swirl with your wave pattern, it just looks clean because it gives you that traditional 360 waves look, but it adds a flair because your crown is swirled, And most people, they're not on YouTube watching videos and stuff like that. Most people won't have 360s with a swirl, So with that being said, that is the pattern that I am working on. In some of my previous videos, I always said I was going to be doing it. If you missed my previous video, the reason why I took a break, I'll make sure I link that bad boy right above here so you can get caught up to speed. But long story short, I ended up having to cut my hair because I had some health issues and stuff that was going on. But I don't want to talk your heads off about that. Let's not waste any more time, and let me show y'all what my waves is looking like right now. So as you all can see with my wave pattern, I'm going for the 360s with a swirl look, but I kind of wanted to break down and show you all how I brush my hair. So with that being said, The brush that I typically use when I'm brushing my crown area is this brush right here. I did do a review tutorial that I'll make sure I link in the corner right above here that you can click on whenever it pops up. But this brush, hands down, these Torino Pros from Brush King are the best brushes in my personal opinion for any wave pattern. Whether if you want to go with a beehive, whether if you want to go with 360s with a swirl, 540 waves, or 720 waves, this brush in my personal opinion is the best brush to use. And then what a lot of people really don't know is these brushes are waterproof. The material that these brushes are made out of is not the traditional wood, so when it comes to washing your brushes, you should not have to worry about your brush cracking or anything of that nature, so with that being said, shout out to Brush King, and let's get into it in regards to how I brush this pattern. wanted to brush my hair and just show you all how I'm brushing it without explaining it first. Because the main reason why is, at the end of the day, sometimes you learn better just by looking at something, right? But for the people who want a little bit more of a breakdown, one thing I will explain to you and show is that whenever I am brushing my crown, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to use the tip of the brush to isolate those angles, right? One of the things that when it comes to 360s with a swirl, you want to make sure that you do not extend your angles from your crown into the rest of your wave pattern. What you may have noticed is that whenever I'm brushing my 360s, like my top, sides, and the back, I'm using more so this portion of the brush on down in order to brush those angles, right? I may even use all of the brush to brush those angles, but I make sure I stay out of my crown area. The main reason why is because my crown area has so many different little angles that I have to try to maintain in order to create that 360s with a swirl appearance, you know? So with that being said, just make sure that you isolate your crown from the rest of your wave pattern. And one of the things that you all may have noticed that I hinted on one of my previous videos is that the most important thing that I've learned out of all these years is just taking your time when it comes to brushing your hair. I see so many people that want to get waves fast and do all this stuff like that, and they want to brag about how long that they brush. But the reality is, if you go slow, then your waves will show, right? A lot of people, like, when you're brushing your hair, the slower you brush, the more that the bristles will get engaged with your wave pattern. You'll feel it with your scalp. You will just see way better results overall, you know? And when you're brushing fast, not only can you not focus on just your angles and if you're brushing them right, but you can also mess up your scalp. You know, if you're brushing too hard, you don't know how much pressure you're putting on your scalp at different points. And you may see it in other people's videos where you can see parts of their scalp, there's like little red dots or whatever. It's because their scalp has been punctured, you know? So with that being said, I just wanted to break that down and just to explain kind of what I'm doing as of right now and how my pattern is looking. When it comes to the timeline, I would say that it's been about, I want to say 2 or 3 months since I've been working on this pattern, you know? So, but the realistic thing is, I've been working on 360s with a swirl before. It just got to the point to where I just stopped brushing or trying to get waves, and I just cut my hair very low, you know? So the reason why I was able to see results very fast is because not only am I following my natural hair growth direction, which there's a video, I'll make sure I link right above here that'll explain that, but the 360s with a swirl pattern follows just how my hair wants to go anyway, you know? So I'm not fighting against my crown. I'm going in the direction with my crown. And like I say, if you want your waves to show, you gotta brush slow, you know? So with that being said, hopefully this video gave you all something to think about, you know? And at the end of the day, let me know what pattern you're working on in the comment section below. It's your boy J. Lou. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. And with that being said, salute.